Welcome back, everyone, for another exciting installment of Syberia 3. As you may recall, in the previous installments, we picked up after the events of Syberia 2, which concluded the sort of two-part journey of the previous games in the series of Kate Walker coming to Europe and exploring the weird clockwork world of Hans Vorarlberg, and then escorting him to Syberia with a Y, the mythical land of the frozen Russian tundra, wherein mammoths still exist to the modern day. After that happened, and we didn't know what was going to happen to Kate, we were just sort of dropped in the middle of this game where she wakes to find herself in a hospital after being left in the snow to die of exposure for reasons still unknown at this point. And we uncovered some sort of conspiracy against the Youkol tribe. They're the people who sort of spiritually commune with the mammoths and base their culture around them. And so Kate has a connection to them thanks to her journeys with Hans and trying to find the mythical land of Syberia. And now she's trying to help them out yet again, where the local people in Valsambor, I believe it is, have decided that they are racist against these admittedly eccentric nomadic people. And currently, after escaping the hospital and saving their weird snow ostrich creatures, which never previously existed, from attempted poisoning via the water supply, Kate has managed to get government documents to gain access to the town of Valsambor proper, and has negotiated with some of the locals to help her restore the Youkol's guide to health and procure us a ride across this lake, which the Youkols need to do in order to complete their migration. So that's where we're at now. We should be approximately in position to get on the boat once we've talked to... I think we just have to talk to the chiefess of the Youkol tribe. So let us get right back to it and try and ignore this really loud screen. There we go. Only a few seconds of that. Didn't even get to kick in. I think I accidentally actually said Kate Walker. So I do believe I meant that, even though it was somewhat unintentional. The important thing is that you always say her full name. As long as you get a full Kate Walker in there, you're all good. So interestingly, the game is auto-saved at the end of the conversation with the shady boat captain. And man, is there some weird lag during that scroll there. But yes, luckily I did manage to remember the thing I was supposed to do, which was what I was worried about doing at the end of the previous stream. Having missed all but the last section, I think the best response I have to that recap is, eh? Well, I mean... I don't know. I feel like... Weirdly, I feel like nothing in the previous two games, other than having an understanding of the tone and the technology of the world, really helps you in understanding this story. It takes a pretty big leap from the end of the second game. So, yeah. I mean, having seen the last part, it's probably the most integral part of this sequence so far. The first episode had a lot of sort of setting up the world with not a sufficient amount of detail to make anything seem clear. Is probably about how I would describe that. Yeah, it's pretty much the size of it. So, it occurs to me only now that by trying to cross back through the border, we are extremely likely to encounter Nick Canton, strangely overweight detective, and thus we would be in bad shape as he wants to take us back to America for some misunderstandings regarding our former employer, who seems to believe that we... Oh, can I not go back? Then how... Then who am I supposed to talk to now? Am I supposed to talk to the weird robot family? There was a medicine clock. I feel like those details are largely unimportant to the overall summary, unless something weird happens. I've never actually watched Crunchyroll. I mean, I've marathoned some anime, but I have not done it through Crunchyroll. Don't they know the government is broken? This game takes place in the year 2002, so the government hasn't, you know, completely shattered yet. It's just bad. It's just not good. But, like, the main problem isn't going back to America so much as, you know, standing trial for, what was it, embezzlement and something else. Oh, like, suspected murder. They think we murdered Hans, which is dumb, which is a dumb thing. So I think their shop was, like, somewhere in this direction. Man, those camera changes, though. We're doing an all-weekend free marathon of anime on Twitch Presents. Oh, no kidding. I did not know that. Okay, so we found the shop of people who had the medicine clock. I don't know if am I supposed to talk to them? Because I was under the impression the only thing left to do was to, like, get the Youkols on the boat. Because we got the captain to agree to do it. We got this guy to tell, what is that guy's name? I want to say Kent. I don't think that's right. Kurt. Kurt? Maybe. Something with a K. So, like, the guy who runs this weird shop who has German dialogue but not a German accent, said he was going to repair this, prosthetic leg for the Youkol guide so that we could get, you know, the Youkols onto the other side of the lake and they would have their guide and everything would be good. It did. Oh, there he is. Hello, friend. Did you fix it? Did you do it yet? Let's talk about Captain Obo. That seems important.
Are you still angry at Captain Obo for abandoning your automatons?
Yeah. Hans and I put an awful lot of energy into making them all, you know. We thought of everything.
Of course you did, because automatons are just literal magic in this world.
Automatons were designed to tirelessly go through all the rubble, piece by piece, in search of survivors. Administer first aid, and then take them back to the beach so that they could be safely embarked on the crystal. But because of Obo, none of that ever happened.
I mean, some of it may have happened, but, you know, not enough of it that people didn't die. I think that's the reason we're upset. But seriously, he's got this, like, weird model boat in his basement that is, like, one of the only interactable objects in this building. And, yeah, we never actually did anything with it, which occurred to me as I was setting up for the stream, which is a little weird. Let's talk about Hans.
How did you meet Hans Wahlberg?
I met dear Hans when he had just arrived here in Valsambor. 20
Why
years
does no
ago.
one ever pronounce all
What was
the,
he doing in the region?
like, exotic names of things the same way in these
He didn't seem
games?
to have any particular reason. Always traveling. He stopped off here and there. Then, left again when the feeling came.
What? Baranour.
What exactly happened in Baranour?
An accident in reactor number 3.
It's just not how you write number.
Negligence. Faulty maintenance. What do I know? Anyway, one spark was all it took, and then...
I read that as shark,
total
and that seems like a much more interesting power plant
The rare
situation.
survivors were brought back here to the Valsambor clinic.
So you and Hans decided to build an army of automatons to help all the people who were left behind still
I love
stuck in the rubble in
G-Gundam.
Baranour.
G-Gundam is
Yeah.
super
Hans thought that
hilarious.
helping the town that had opened its arms to his amusement park was a duty, and we would have managed to do it in the end, too. If only that coward Obo hadn't left our automatons to rust because of his so-called
Okay, sure,
lake
but, like,
monster.
we
The
sort of
evil
already know this,
monster of
and
the
we
lake.
wouldn't need to know this to
Stories to
accomplish
scare
our
small
task, so,
children
like,
with
why is
Walter.
this an option?
Not an excuse for cowardice. Mein Gott.
Thank you for your help.
See what I mean about he just has no German accent, but he has German dialogue? It's really dumb. It's a
You
dumb
take
thing.
care of finding a way for the ostriches to cross the lake, Miss Walker.
Okay,
I'll
but
finish the
like I did
prosthesis
that
and take
though.
it to Kirk.
Like do I need to go on the boat and like talk to the captain again or something? Because like I did the thing.
Fantastic.
She's really impressed by this model ship thing. And I can flip the switch. And that's it. That's all I can do. I can look at it again, and it's fantastic, guys. It's really good. It's the best ship. People say it all the time. I can't like take the leg or anything, which would be a weird thing to do anyway. But just figured I would check. So I guess my next course of action is to go to the boat. I don't know, like, maybe it's because we have the break between weeks, but, like, I don't feel like anyone gave me a clear indication of what the next thing to do was. I made the assumption that I had to go back and talk to the Youkols because, basically, this guy, like he said now, is like, you just figure out a way to get him across the lake and I'll fix the leg situation. And I'm like, okay, great. Well, I talked to Captain Obo, and I, like, read his journal, and I said exactly the right manipulative thing to make him do what I wanted, and it wasn't actually that difficult to convince him to do it. So, like, we should be all set, unless, like, maybe the boat's broken, and I go and talk to him, and he's like, oh, we need, like, 3 jars of mayo, because it's an adventure game, and nothing ever makes sense. Also, the loading screens between some of these environments are a little hilarious. But, like, not the good kind of hilarious, just the... Ooh. Ooh. For a second, I thought the Invisible Man came back. Alright, well, I'm gonna try going to the boat. That's my best guess. Since I can't go back to, I don't even think there's a name for it, but, like, the Youkol encampment.
Lost your way, pretty girl?
How does this game manage to be sexist in its passive dialogue? But yeah, since I can't go back to town, since I can't go back to the opposite of town, it doesn't seem like there's much for me to do. I mean, I know there's like a protest outside the mayor's office, but as far as I can tell, that doesn't have anything to do with me at the moment. Like, I assume I have to do something with it at some point, but like, it didn't seem like there was anything for me to do there, and also I don't have any like items that would be useful towards handling a protest outside the mayor's office. Alright, so, we are on the super rusty boat. So wait, why does the not German guy have a model of this boat in his basement if the captain owns the boat, right? Like, we established that last week. The captain owns the boat. Because, like, there was a point at which they were saying, like, well, maybe we could just buy the boat from him and use it. Because, like, he's not using it because he doesn't want to sail anymore. So, like, that suggests to me that the German guy, like, did not make the boat. So then why does he have a weird tiny model of it that's, like, amazing or whatever? Alright, so my plan is to hopefully find the captain somewhere on the boat and have him tell me what my next objective is. I suppose we could check the... I'm pretty sure there was something resembling a bridge inside, but... Is there a cabin or something up here? Doesn't look like it. Oh, yeah, also, this boat is gigantic. Let's just take a quick swing by the aft section, where we've got, like, approximately 9 million chairs set up. Like, let's just, like, take this in. We've got multiple lifeboats, and we've got just, like, we got all these chairs. And I can look at, like, several random individual chairs for reasons unknown. But, like, this is a lot of chairs, right? Like, this is a lot of chairs. But then, hold your horses. Don't get too excited, because there's still more chairs once we go inside. And mind you, I'm running now, so this is the fast walking. But, like, bam, more chairs. Just, like, look at all that hot chair action. It is unbelievable. That, to me, that's amazing. Game's lagging, like, extra hard today. Alright, so... Captain does not seem to be up here. Oh, there he is. He's just on the other side. Hello, Captain.
All right, Captain. How are the preparations going?
There's quite a bit of work to do before we can hoist the anchor, Miss Kate.
Sure. Hurry up. Let me help, because otherwise I'm pretty sure the game doesn't progress the way things work in video games.
Maybe I can help you out with something.
Well, the coal needs to be stocked up. As for myself, I'll look after getting the water tanks.
See what he did there?
Filled. Take this. It's the code you need for entering the hangar where the coal is kept. You actually need it to use the crane to load the coal onto the crystal. Don't forget to open the storage hatchway first.
Okay, except what? Storage.
How do I open the hatchway to the coal storage on
This
the
one.
crystal?
I want to know this most.
Just turn the wheel on the ship's bridge, sailor.
Okay. What is this about a hangar?
What do I need to do in the hangar?
That's where you'll find all the coal you need.
No, like, I get that, but, like,
One
what?
container should just about be enough. And don't forget to use the entry code for the crane that I just gave
How
you.
would I forget to do... Like, that's a weird way of saying that, right? Because, like, if I forget to use the code, then I don't get the code. Like, it's not as though, like, oh, it's not like a coupon code, right? Or maybe it is. Maybe it is like a coupon code. And he's like, you gotta go to the warehouse, but you'll save 15% if you use this coupon I just gave you. Maybe that's what we're talking about.
What do I need the crane for?
This here is for loading all the coal you get from the hangar onto the ship. Use the code I gave you so that you can access the control post.
Okay, except I just actually
take
don't
care
know
of that, Captain.
what, like, where that
We
is.
need to set sail as soon as possible, so better hurry
No,
up.
like, I'm the one telling you that it needs to go quickly. And also, like, actually, where is this thing? Okay, so he says turn the wheel on the bridge, right? So, like, this being the control center of the ship, this would be the bridge, would it not? Like, my guess is he's referring to something at the bow of the ship, but I'm pretty sure that, by definition, this would be the bridge. But since I don't see a wheel to turn, or whatever he said, I think... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do, but that's fine. First time co-loading. With a stock photo of two people at a beach for no reason. Yeah. Don't be sorry for getting distracted by food. You know what I'd be doing if I wasn't playing a video game right now? Getting distracted by food. So... I thought there was a door on the side. There's, like, doors everywhere, but not where I need them. That's how this ship is laid out. So, I guess we'll go to the bow of the ship and see if we can find a wheel to turn. And if we can't, then we get mad. Sound like a plan? Great. Okay. So we're here. There's more chairs, by the way. Is this the thing? Doesn't look like it since I can't interact with it. And this is not the thing. Can't interact with anything over here. Good, we're on a roll. Doing super well. Oh, this is not the bridge, by the way. I'm pretty sure by no definition is this the bridge. This is the deck. This is on deck. Oh yeah, we have these controls. Struggles with the controller. I'm trying so hard. I appreciate the effort, but like really though. Alright. Step 1 complete. Now we need to figure out what this coal hangar business is. Oh, wait, I think I know. It's not a hangar. That's like some weird, like, translation error, right? Like, it's that weird, like, tower thing nearby. Like, that's all together or something. Maybe? Of course, the loading screen. You know, I don't think we encountered the loading screens that many times, lad. Like, the loading times weren't good then either. Oh, so this... Okay, lag. So this here is the coal hangar, just, like, doesn't have a control pad or anything indicate... Oh, it does have a control pad. Look at that. Well, can I look at my inventory from here? Anthology on the Youkols. Fun. Why did I ever... So, for real, though, why do I have a prescription from the German guy, right? Because we had this problem last time where we had to solve a quasi-impossible puzzle in order to have medicinal tea administered from a cuckoo clock. But, like, it was under the guise of, like, oh, we need to find his medicine. But, like, we never had to, like, know what his medicine was called, so why did we get a prescription from him? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So that looks like 050G. I'm going to assume that's a 9, though. So... There's the other control stick for some reason. 0... 5... 0... G. We did it, I think. Green seems like a good color. Okay, it doesn't look super open, if I'm being honest. Oh, that's a curtain with a weird texture on it. Got it. We got there, guys. Managed to get into a location, and only like 10-15 minutes have passed. We're like blazing through at usual Vasco speeds. I'm in a coal cart now, it would appear. I don't know why I'm able to do this. What Well, that was interesting. At a certain point, I just had to know how far it was going to let me look. It was much further than I was expecting. I mean, not only who puts their medicine in a clock, who puts their medicine, like, at arm's reach, but in a way that you couldn't take it in an emergency. Like, just it was a fairly contrived situation where it's like, alright, I've encoded the information required to figure out how to get me the medicine if you're not me, except I also have done it in a way that you can't access it. Like, you need to know what time I eat dinner and then adjust the clock based on that. And also, while I'm dying, I won't answer any of your questions or attempt to help you save my life in any way. It wasn't like he was unconscious either. If you just, like, fell unconscious, I could, like, sort of buy it, right? Like, this is weird. This is a weird thing that we're doing. So I can just, like, push the cart wherever I want. I can... For some reason, this is not actually interactable. I can just sort of, like, look at it. Oh, maybe I need to knife it open.
Doesn't work.
Or pry it open with this brochure.
No way.
That didn't work. So, am I supposed to find one of these drawers that's already open? Or... Wait, what is this? What is this adorable little, like, classic buggy car thing? Okay, let's go back and pull that lever. See what that does. I'm gonna assume it opens, like, one of these things. Uh-huh. Oh, crap, it's a track switcher. Do I want that? For what reason would I want that? To move the buggy that I can't interact with? Or... Huh. Well, I guess that's my means of getting the coal car out to the ship. And then I have to figure out the crate. Okay, this kind of makes sense. This is a good point. Emma Brown probably does put medicine in a clock. But I feel like... Is that true? No, I imagine it would probably be encoded in nonsense and would be difficult to describe. And he probably also wouldn't be very logical in explaining it to you while he was suffering from whatever. Because he's not always coherent on a good day. So what is that thing I just picked up? Other menu. It is... Shoot.
A folding chute. Covered with coal, too.
I mean, does it matter if it's covered in coal? I feel like it doesn't. Yeah, there's like all sorts of stuff that we could have done. Like, it ended up being very contrived just by the virtue of, like, they wanted you to do it in a certain way, but, like, didn't actually arrange the game in such a fashion that, like, it made sense that that was the solution. So, like, let's... Yeah, there we go. Making progress. Sort of making progress. This is a bizarre way of setting this up. It's not like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, but it's definitely weird. So I'm just gonna have to take this to, like, every single thing and hope to get enough coal in the long run that we can do what we gotta do. That seems about right. Tedious and unnecessary, and in keeping with past experience. Jam a coal chute in it. 20-year-old dying of old age wouldn't have had time for Clavius' death monologue. It's a deep cut, I like it. Forget the exact length, but we clocked that at one point. It's like around 10 minutes of death monologue. It just goes on forever, man. Still has a better chance of ending than One Piece. That's a sick and accurate burn. Okay. So there's, like, exactly one of these have coal in it, and if we'd already played the game, like, we would be able to just save ourselves a lot of time. It's a lot. It's a lot of death monologue. And it feels even more ridiculous when you play like the PS3 version and you can get her back. Because it's like, why did we sit through that whole monologue if we could just like bring her back to the dead for like reasons? I'm not entirely clear on whether or not I'm doing the right thing. Like, this seems like the thing I should be doing. But so far I feel as though I've gotten no measurable quantity of coal out of this process. I mean, there's some coal on the ground there, but I don't have a shovel. I have a weird chute. And that is a weird graphical glitch thing that's happening right now. Cool. So, the thing that's going to happen is I'm going to go through this entire process as methodically as possible and come to discover that there is just no coal. So I feel like something's wrong with the texture of this object. Like, it looks like blurry around the edges in most of the scenes where you're interacting with it. Like it's made of some, like, oh look, we found some coal! We found like a metric ton of coal. I don't know why it is that like only one of these chutes is helpful toward this end. Is that enough coal? I mean, I don't think we're getting a lot more coal than that, if I could be honest. So I guess we just like...
Come on. Oh, gosh.
That's fair enough. I'll give you that one. Okay, so we do in fact need to something this buggy car. Yep, now it's interactable. It wasn't before. Yeah, it's like a weird little, like, motor buggy. It's adorable. I want one of these. I don't think he gave me launch codes for this thing. Do I need a key? Okay. So this thing that looks like a keyhole is not interactable. This thing that looks like it might be instructions also also not interactable. I don't think I have any, like, memos or anything that would suggest, like, can I take a closer look at this thing? No, not really. There's no, like, secret message written on it. How is there nothing resembling instructions for this at all? What is a stanchion cart? Ah, 700 pounds of metal poles. Yeah, that sounds like a nope. But I'm surprised that she didn't give her line reading from the previous game where, like, 50% of the time you would try to do something that wouldn't work, she would just proclaim, "This thing's stuck!" In this really unnatural way. I guess I'm gonna go talk to the captain to see if he'll tell me, like, how to work the motor buggy. Because, like, I don't have instructions. Well, it could be a cart for stanchions or a car made of stanchions, considering that I don't know what that word means. Serpentine, welcome to the stream! Stanchions are poles you run through... Oh, for like... Oh, got it. Okay. I did not know that there... I mean, I guess I assumed there was a name for that, and I was also just keenly aware of the fact that I didn't know what that word was and was okay with that. But that makes sense. Like the sort of thing that you would hang either those, like, velvet dangly ropes off of, or those weird, seatbelt style bands, depending on the fanciness of your event using them. Oh man, that new location lag that has become a consistent feature of this game. Alright, so I assume that this will become interactable once I get the cart out to, like, outside. But I have to go talk to the captain because I don't know how to work the motor buggy. The quad cycle. Oh, great. This means we have to go through, like, 2 loading screens, doesn't it? Barf. Because of Psych. I watched Psych for a little while, but not through its whole run. So I don't think I saw whatever episode that is. Or if I did, I simply forgot about it. Wow, that is weird. That putting tape on the ground to, like, tell people where to be was somehow more effective? I would not guess that at all. But, it drives home the lesson I learned on Free Milkshake Day, which is that you should never make assumptions on how things are going to work. Yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to the Psych reunion special thing. Captain.
Turn the wheel on the bridge to open up the crystal's coal storage tank.
I did that. Wait, I did
You'll
that,
need
right?
to use that code I gave you if you want to enter the hangar and use the crane.
No, I did that too. I mean, I haven't used the crane, but like...
Take the coal that's in the hangar.
No, I'm working on that, but like, you need
use
to...
the crane to load the coal.
No, but like,
the
the weird little tiny car thing. How do I...
Move those stumps, sailor.
I don't have stumps. Sir, just answer a question, like a single question for me.
Storage tank.
Alright guys, I guess we're gonna apply some trial and error. Tape does not challenge the human desire to be free. I feel like I need that, like, crocheted on a pillow or something. Americans are really bad at queuing. I think categorically that's true, but, like, I've also been in plenty of situations where I did not feel that Americans were especially bad at queuing. I feel like your time at Sesame Place gave you, like, a deep, dark glimpse into human nature. But then again, I also got that sense from my friend Max who worked there, not in a performer capacity, but mostly from just that one story he told me about the Code Snuffy, where he had to navigate a claustrophobic child's maze of plastic tubes in order to find poop to clean it, which literally sounds like a nightmare. I think that was a dark day. I think that set him on his path to not ever work at Sesame Place ever again. So I don't need to mess with that switch, probably. So, like, since I've been given no information, I truly must just have to, like, mess around with it, right? As always, if you see me doing something dumb or missing an important detail, please just let me know. It is in everyone's best interest to not get stuck just, you know, sitting on a weird quad cycle thing for 2 hours while I slowly begin to lose my patience and start swearing at a video game. Never had a Code Snuffy? Well, I mean, I feel like in your tract at Sesame Place, that isn't something that you would be likely to deal with. Although you probably heard a Code Snuffy called at some point. But the Code Snuffy he told me that epic story about was more just like... That was an especially bad one. Delay is incredible, like 7 seconds. Like, incredible good, right? Like, 7 seconds isn't that bad. Just want to make sure. I don't get this. Like, I'm getting no feedback from this. I don't know if it wants me to press multiple buttons, or, like, one button, or, like, what the distinction is. Or whether it wants me to pull the lever towards me or away from me. A little bit of vomit. Oh dear. So, like, that one feels like it presses differently than these ones? I don't know if that means something. Alright, let's try this methodically, I guess? So, like, I'm sure... Let's just do it start to finish. So that's 1, 2, 3... forward. 1, 2, 3, backwards. 1, 3, 2, forwards. 1, 3, 2, backwards. I am indeed on wired Ethernet. Also, Thorax, your point about that being a broken button, that is possible. It has the same outline as the buttons, but its placement doesn't suggest a similar function, nor does it look broken in a way that we would logically fix, if that makes sense. So 2, 1... Because, like, normally... And, I mean, again, we've seen some bad signaling from this game in the last section already. But, like, normally the Syberia games are pretty good about literally having Kate Walker just say, like, if this thing's gonna work, it needs another piece, or something along those lines. Like, that is another line that was repeated, like, ad nauseum in the second game. Come on. I've lost my place. I mean, as long as I've been streaming, I've had the wired Ethernet connection, I think. I don't think I ever tried streaming without it. I feel like that would go horrifically badly. My Wi-Fi tends to be spotty. The hard connections are always good, though. I don't... So, like, okay. We've got Oscar's heart. I can't imagine that would somehow plug into this control panel, but then again, I know. Oh, I can use something here, huh? That's not a great sign. What? What? Guys, what? We did it? I guess? Singing a love song to get it riled up. I'm not sure how that would help, but I like the problem-solving mentality. But, like, I get, like, so that solution doesn't bother me, but, like, there wasn't anything that indicated that the buttons on the left weren't important, or specifically that I needed to fix the button at the lower right to make it work. I just look at it, she says stone nothing, I randomly try to jam my knife into it because that's what I do every time I have a problem, and it works, kind of, and then I just do the only other thing that seems to make sense, and that solves it. Which is, like, fine and good if the game prompts me that, like, I need to do something here, but it didn't. Like, I don't get any indication looking at that control panel that there's a puzzle that can be solved, right? Like, it presents a puzzle clearly, but, like, it could just as easily be that I need to go talk to some random villager in town who's like, oh yeah, that's my cart. In order to start it, you have to do this combination of buttons that you wouldn't normally guess or something. But anyway, I guess we did it, which is the point of the rant that filled that loading time. So now we need to use this thing, right? That's our next step? Use the crane? Is this not the control panel for the crane? That makes me sad. So how do I then activate the crane? Oh, okay. Why they make me do this twice and all, but sure. Oh, it makes the ladder appear. Sure. Climb the thing. feel like I missed an important part of the conversation wherein Alcadius is wearing armor and people are having trouble with gender difficulties or something? Okay, so now I guess we just play the puzzle game of like, what does this lever do? That one doesn't do anything presently. I don't think I want that. Do I? I don't think I want that. Return to the past. Oh wait, I can change what the monitor's looking at? This is quirky. Okay, so we got two options there. Oh, wait a minute. Do I need to turn this thing around? Don't make me turn this thing around. So let's see, is there a way I can, like, rotate the crane? What is that doing? Oh, that rotated the turntable, I presume? Which would be really helpful if I could look at it. Oh, so this thing, I guess this is like a swivel, so this probably turns the... It's weird. Why do I not have control of the game? You changed your gender in Dark Souls 2 and never noticed. That is interesting. I have... For some reason, I'm still controlling... this. Okay, so... Wait, what? How is this not the claw game lever? What does it do? What does this lever do? Okay. So I guess that means that it is this button, right? What does that indicate? It'd be great if, like, I appreciate having two camera angles and all, but this one isn't especially helpful, if I'm being honest. So, like, okay, do this, and then can we button? No, it just jiggles. We commence the jiggling. Is there a reason that I need to, like, turn the tower? Hang on, it's... Like, I'm gonna do this. Wait, what? That's not what that did before, is it? Because I was looking at the crane when I pressed that button before, and that's not the thing it did. It didn't do anything, it just made a really loud noise, and that's why I thought it turned the turntable. Man, what are you playing at, crane? I think this crane is having a go at me, and I'm not sure that I appreciate its sass, frankly. So, like, maybe, like, here? Okay, we did it. We got step 1. Cart obtained. Alright. So, I need to back it up to the track so that I can... Yeah, because the wheels are, like, perpendicular. So that makes sense. Okay, so now we have to... Is it this way or the other way? It's the other way. I keep confusing that for some reason. Okay. And then we do... this... And then... Is it this one? See, again, I feel like when I pull that switch before, there should have been, like, feedback to that. Like, it didn't necessarily have to, like, do something good, but, like, pulling that switch would still have that effect, wouldn't it? That feels weird to me. Okay, so I need to, like... rotier into Sprecht. Man, these rotational puzzles, they're sure some very specific kind of accurate. But I need to probably move closer? I don't know which... And then, like, this one?
No point wasting the coal by emptying it here.
How? In what way am I not in position? Is this obvious to someone else who isn't me? Because neither of the monitors is very helpful in figuring out my exact distance to the coal thing at the moment. What? Why is that? Wait. I want to see something. I want to try and gauge where we're at currently. I guess there are two turntables. Why are there two turntables? What function does that serve? Loading screen! For a second, I don't know why, I was convinced it was actually going to load really quickly for, like, no particular reason. But, like, I don't know why. I don't know why I would assume that. Aren't you glad for the loading screens? Okay. So, like, this thing is open. We can all agree on this, right? Like, this is the coal container open. Yeah? I can't even interact with it anymore. So, like, this must be correct. Right? Now, from where I'm at, I can't see the crane. So, again, this is fairly unhelpful. But, so, like, it should be ready to accept the coal. And before I rotated the thing, like, I had moved the thing as close as possible to the part of the ship that needs the coal, and also, as far as I could tell, I had angled the claw arm to be above it. So I don't know. I don't know what it needs me to do. Again, we're having, like, a signaling problem. Now, granted, modern-day adventure game equivalents have a gross tendency to way over-signal. To like, basically, like, have someone explain to you, like, 90% of the puzzle when really you just need, like, a basic understanding of what the puzzle is. But, like, here, like, hopefully, because I complain a lot, and I know sometimes I lose objectivity, but I'm hoping that we can all agree on the fact that, like, I have ascertained correctly the point of this puzzle is to navigate the claw over to the coal chute and put the coal in it. And thus far, I have demonstrated that I understood that by picking up the coal thing, once figuring out the controls, and then navigating the thing really close to the boat. So, like, it's not that I don't understand what the puzzle is, I simply don't understand what the game thinks is the last obstacle between me and having the crane drop the thing in the thing, Three's Company 2. It's the loading icon of Moa. It is a snow ostrich. And before you ask me what that is, I don't know, man. It's a thing that this game made up that the previous games did not have. Wait, I don't want that. Do I want? I want that, I think.
No point wasting the coal by emptying it here.
So, like, does it just want me to, like, get... Let me try something. This wouldn't make any sense, but, like, I kind of think this is what the game wants. Which directions can I can go that way, huh?
No point wasting the coal by emptying it
Okay,
here.
so... Oh, God, with the rotation, I don't know where the crane's facing anymore. Oh wait, I can tell if I'm facing the boat by using context clues, right? So I was previously, a moment ago, facing the boat. No, stop. Come on. Come on. So I'm pretty sure I'm facing the boat now. Okay, somehow that was the thing it wanted me to do. That doesn't feel any more secure or direct than what I was trying to do a moment ago, but we solved the puzzle. Alright, so we opened the thing, and we put the coal in it. And what was the last thing?
Apparently you did a very good job loading all the coal, Kate.
Apparently, that's sexist maybe. Hey, it's the Warner Brothers tower.
Everything's ready, so we can start filling the water tank. Now we need to connect the water tower to the crystal, then climb up there to manually activate the water flow mechanism.
Okay, why don't you do it? You're clearly not doing anything. Can I listen to my thoughts on this? Doesn't look like it.
I'm listening, miss.
So like...
Alright, show me how it's done.
You've got to be kidding. There are too many barnacles on my keel for me to play the acrobat.
Alright, I'll do it.
Boop.
When you're finished, come and
Now
see me
officially a
on board.
longshoreman. Sweet, I got
We'll have to do
upgraded.
before we're shipshape.
Ding! I didn't realize we were playing, like, you know, Syberia 3. The quest to be a deckhand. It's not a captain's job to work. I agree. Am I not the captain of this ship, however? I feel like we're at an impasse when two captains are tasked with not captain work. Now, I know that the game wants to break that tie against my favor, but still, it feels, you know, misguided somehow. So he says we have to connect the thing to the thing first, the way he described it, even though he pressed a button and made a thing come out, which, for all I know, did it automatically. Again, I'm not getting a lot of signaling from the game to tell me important details. So, did we see something? Oh, well, this probably be it, yeah. Can I, oh, whoa, what? The controls here are super unintuitive. Also, this is unbelievably goofy looking. Why am I not? Do I have to open the aperture first, which I don't know why I would assume that's even a thing, but yeah, we did it, I guess. That's not how science works. I just want to point out that that isn't how science works. You can say that that's not something that I should do, and maybe I should be able to intuit that, but that's simply not how science works. I either would have broken the hose or nothing would have happened because the hose had enough structural integrity not to get smashed by the aperture. It wouldn't just boot it out. We're not in a cartoon. Syberia 3, deadliest crane. Agreed. On a steel ostrich I ride. Okay, no, see, now I object to that. That you can't have it both ways. You can't have it such that when I leave this location, like, that's sealed, right? And then when I touch the lever, it dangles out in a hilariously inappropriate fashion. But you can't, like, what, how, like, what is the what? Like, it feels like the thing it wants me to do is, like, put it in when the thing is open, and then, like, seal it so that it is not loose, so that the... Come on, controls. This would really bother me way less if the controls made any sense. I wish I could, like, convey to you in a way that was, like, going to make sense. Like... Okay, so, like... No. No. Oh, wait. Wait for... Oh, no. Wait. Sort, no. Okay, so, like, that, we finally got there, right? So I let go of that, and it's fine. And then, that time I didn't even touch anything, it just flew out. Like, what is happening? I'm, like, really starting to feel drunk, you guys. Like, does it... I mean, I don't know if this is a control issue where, like, I'm supposed to have some feedback to know that it isn't in the position that the game wants it to be in. I don't, however, have that. We did it, I guess. We did it, you guys. We got there in the end. I'm entirely unclear on how I was supposed to understand the physics vortex, the vacuum of logic that occurred on the top of the ship there, but there you go. That was solved. The problem here is the game designers never stop to ask if they're actually making a fun game. A surprisingly common question, I find, that is overlooked by game designers. And I do feel as though, like, legitimately, like, Syberia 1 has some flaws for being, like, an old game and, like, doing stuff a little differently. But I think Syberia 1 is a fun and, like, relatively logical game for the most part. 2 was kind of a disaster, kind of an oyster carnival in terms of, like, upgrading that detail. And, like, so far 3 is just, like, off the rails, man. Like, it's like, we have assigned you a bunch of busy work, and we've made everything 2 steps too long, and none of the individual components are fun or... The tower disappeared! Guys, the physics around this boat are boggling the mind. Apparently this was the easy part, which is not what I would have guessed. And how did she know it was done getting water? And now it did that automatically! I have so many questions now and just no answers. Isn't it great when you do nothing different and it works? Sometimes that's great when you really just want the thing to be done. Sometimes that's frustrating because, like, why couldn't it just have worked when I was doing it presumably correctly the whole time? The rails are the one thing you have. This is a very good point. Rails and boats. Someday we may have clockwork people and strange Oompa Loompa-esque, nomad people. I don't think my sister's seen the Youkols yet. It's the radiation. Oh, you're right. It probably is the radiation from when this boat was briefly in the radiated territory. See, now I'm not even sure. Like, maybe the radiation is just affecting all of us. Even though you guys are, like, verifying that you're seeing the same thing that I'm seeing, that might be bad news. That might just mean that we're all in trouble. So, like, at this point, I'm hoping that I talk to the captain and then the story happens. Because I feel like I've gone through enough relatively arbitrary hoops. The thing is, like, I don't even mind them being busy work so long as, like, the objectives make sense, and they really just haven't. Like, I don't know why there were, like, 12 fake coal chutes. You know, like, why did that have to be part of the game? What purpose did that serve for anyone? I'm not sure if that's some sort of autocorrect or typo Alcadius, but I'm not sure I know what the whackle is.
I took care of the water,
What is he
Captain.
looking at?
Everything went smoothly. Is everything okay?
No. The ignition key for the crystal.
It's in your jacket pocket. I remember this from the journal.
Without it, we can't even start.
You've been drinking? Make an effort. Calm down.
Come on, just relax. The key has to be around here somewhere.
It's in your jacket pocket.
Good Lord. Now I remember. 20 years ago, when I got back from Baranour.
Wow, that really didn't take much coaxing, did it? Try and
was
think
really
about
very
it. Oh,
hungry.
I remember now.
Captain, I don't really see what you...
So I spent the whole night in the tavern. You should have seen the state I was in when I got back to the Bridge of the Crystal, and...
Is this whole game just trying to get this boat working?
And then I threw the crystal's ignition key into the water.
It's not what your journal
I
said.
swore I'd never set sail on the cursed waters of the lake again.
How do you forget that? How do you forget that you did that? I'm gonna ask Steiner's model just because I want to know about that stupid model boat.
I saw a model of the crystal at Simon Steiner's. Is he the one who designed the ship?
Yes, of course.
Of course?
Maybe he could be of some help then.
Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. I don't know. Not my boat. Do you have another key?
There has to be a duplicate for the key.
I don't know. At any rate, when Steiner finished building the crystal, he only actually gave me the one.
Why would you need more than one? Presumably you're not an idiot, but then
So that's
again...
it? The ignition key is lost forever?
Yeah. I'm afraid so. I'm really sorry, Kate, but we're stuck. I've made a complete
This
mess
guy should not get to
of
keep this
everything.
boat. He's really bad at having a boat.
Again.
In
Don't
fairness,
be so hard on yourself, Captain.
I think
I'll
I've mentioned
find a
this in
solution to the
previous
key problem.
streams. This game is not
If you say
locally produced in English, so the lip flaps do not match English at all. I believe it is originally in French, so presumably it matches French, but I cannot truthfully speak to that either. It's like he's trying to get popcorn kernels out of her teeth. I mean, yeah. It's definitely something to behold. Now, the quality of the graphics has never been a hallmark of the Syberia franchise. As I said, the first one came out in 2002. Second one was like 2008 or 2009 or something. And like the first one, sort of by nature of being an older game, doesn't look great. The second one upgrades it a little, but like not significantly. And like honestly, this looks like another like solid but not incredible step up from 2. Sometimes there's some scenes where it feels like a remarkable upgrade, but like a lot of the just general walking around doesn't feel that different. But like it's more sort of known for like its stylization of all the clockwork stuff and the weird eccentric little towns and stuff like that. For a second, I kind of thought that someone was privy to some secret Pokemon knowledge, knew something that was coming out in an upcoming game. Like we're making comparisons to Fewth, like Meowth's unevolved form or something. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not like the smoothest game in the world. It's not done by like a AAA developer or anything like that. It's made by a relatively small company, as far as I know. And but yeah, it's a cool world, and I generally like Kate Walker, even though she's kind of bland. She had more personality in the first. Like the first game is definitely the best Syberia game, judging by what I've played of this so far. But I feel like that's going to be borne out by just playing the rest of this game. You can get a shiny Tapu Koko at the moment through online. Oh, that's good to know. I usually don't go through the hoops for the legendary Pokemon through, like, the download procedures, because just on principle I dislike that method of doing stuff.
Kate, how are the preparations with the captain coming along?
Oh lord,
We're
this
making
one
progress,
again.
But actually we need some help from your grandfather. Is he here?
He just left for
Oh,
the
hello,
clinic with
Cat.
the artificial leg he made for the Youkol guide, Kirk. I'm minding the shop until he gets back. Maybe I can help you with something?
Cat, you've arrived just in time to hear some dialogue from this freakish non-human being woman. Explain the situation. Let's start with that.
It seems the captain has misplaced the ignition key for the crystal, and without it we won't be able to leave. So as it was your grandfather who designed the crystal, I figured he just might have a duplicate.
I have to admit, I don't see where you could get one of those. Apart from the model downstairs, I don't think he kept a lot of souvenirs of the time when he built the crystal.
How is she so bad at
Would you
reading?
mind if I had a look?
Of course not. Here, take this.
It'll let you look at the model close up. How about just like any... Oh, it's like something to unlock the weird cage? Sure. Yeah, the stream did start a little over an hour ago. But apparently we have a lot of boat maintenance to do before we can progress the story, so we're still in the stupid town of Valsimbor. Frankly, I'm starting to think that most of the game will be here. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that, but, you know, here we are. Oh, now I have a new point of interaction. Gee, I wonder what'll solve this problem. What an unnecessary interlude. Oh, now we have to do the grab and twist. And hope that we don't have more weird hose physics. Come on, you can do it. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yep, yes. All right. Oh, look at this. 10, 30, 50, 70, 90. What I'm supposed to get from that. Seems important. This.
Fantastic.
Don't fantastic me, woman. Oh. The crystal. Ferry to Baranour. Inaugurated by Mayor Pyotr Bulyakin after exactly 2 years and 98 days of labor. Feels like a weird way to provide that statistic. This 60-meter-long industrial jewel required the continuous support of over 80 automaton workers. Is that not going to be a problem for us? We have approximately 0 automaton workers. At the inauguration of this masterpiece, its creator, Simon Steiner, said these words: "If I had to sum it up, I would tell you that to overcome the difficulties inherent in such an enterprise, it is always good to add up certain skills that we have, and, when the need arises, to know how to think backwards." Wise words that, quite simply, will still ring true 30 years from now. That's a weird kind of self-winking nod. What happens if I flip the switch when the cage is off? Anything useful? Really? Just sort of makes less sense. So that's the plaque. That's the thing that makes her say amazing, so it's gotta just be the wheel somehow, right? Except the game now does not want me to highlight the wheel. So the only thing I can interact with on the screen is this. And the clue is that I need to know how to think backwards, which I feel like I've demonstrated by doing just by getting this far in the game. Terrible character idea. Intelligent weapon animating a dead body badly. I mean, isn't that like a little bit like Men in Black with the insect guy that comes to Earth and pretends to be a human named Edgar and is just awful at being a human? I mean, it's a super not subtle hint, but at the same time, like, I don't know what backwards means in this context, since, like, it won't let me, like, literally rotate this backwards. Like, again, I just feel like I get no feedback from, like, doing any particular thing involved with the puzzle. Do I just have to, like, line it up with all of the numbers from high to low? Or something? Controls, though, they sure are something. But, like, again, I get no indication that, like, this is even doing anything. So even if this works, wow, that worked. Okay, cool, I guess. So the anchor itself is a key? Wait, why cannot I have it? Why cannot I have it? I don't feel like I understand what's actually happening. I don't understand. Like, the really obvious hint for the puzzle isn't super useful without sufficient context. Also, I don't know why 30 would trigger anything, since, like, 30 isn't... So, what, am I supposed to start at 50 and work my way backwards or something? See, why would that make it come out more? Like, here's a question. Do I want the anchor in or do I want the anchor out? I don't even know that much. See, that didn't have any effect. That should have at least done something bad. I don't... I, like, legit... Okay. Like, okay. Alright. It'd be helpful if it wouldn't take me like 10 years to move the anchor in either direction, Alcadius.
Fantastic.
Glad you guys have the same sense of humor I do, and yet unhelpful in this particular circumstance. Just the whole design of this is perplexing. Like, why is this rotary wheel thing? Like, what do the numbers mean and why? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hang on a second, guys. Hang on 1 second. 90-50. No, that's not... No? Were there numbers on the plaque? There aren't numbers on the plaque. You mean 2 years and 98 days? And 60 meters? Like, none of those are numbers that are, like, on the wheel. I mean, you could argue that, like, 60 is, but, like... I think it's supposed to have something to do with that weird code to... Should either be like 50-90 or 90-50, depending on how you, like, interpret that. But, like, sometimes it moves when I, like, enter 10. Like, I just, like, again, I have, like, no clear sense of feedback from the puzzle when I'm doing something right, when I'm doing something wrong, when I'm doing something indifferent, or, like, what my end goal is. Like, that time I clearly entered 30 and something happened. I also don't know if my end goal is to get the anchor up or the anchor down. Like... The game just, like, does not give clear parameters for its puzzles. That's the only reason there's anything resembling difficulty in the game so far. Which is annoying, because that's, like, the most artificial kind of difficulty. I'm gonna go talk to the robot lady and see if she'll, like, tell me anything helpful.
This ignition key in the model must be the only existing duplicate now. Did you try to use the mechanical duplicator grandfather made just behind the model? This ignition key in the model must be the only existing duplicate now.
Why is she... I don't understand... It's really surprisingly difficult to... So, just to be clear, I'm not trying to, like, mess around here. The same control stick that controls the camera is the one that selects points of interest, making it sometimes rather difficult to highlight something in some situations. So we're gonna enter... Wait. 30, so... But like, that's not... Like, 2 years and 98 days, those aren't the same units. Why would I assume that I would use 2 and 98 in that fashion? And then, like, 60 meters isn't even time, and, like, 80 automatons is a completely different thing altogether. 30, 86, like, we could try that. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Didn't seem like that worked, but... I don't think that did anything. What is your idea, Kat? My idea didn't pan out of using the numbers on the code backwards, which are actually, if you flip these backwards, these are actually things on the model, so go self-copulate, game. But, like, the thing is, like, backwards is also misleading when you don't set proper parameters to your puzzle. Because, like, would, even if you were correct about that, would, like, 30, 60, 80 be, like, 863? Or, like, 368? Like, you can, how much backwards do you apply? 10, 30, 50. Why 10, 30, 50? Like, 30 seems relevant, but, like, it is unclear why. Is 10 plus 30 plus 50 equals 90. But why would we need it to equal 90? I'm so desperately at a loss here. It's like, even if we, like, it's one thing to ask me to infer these numbers, but then to, like, to me, like, the clearest thing resembling a hint here is the backwards clue. Except that, like, there's no context for it. It's not like there's some string of numbers that have a strongly unified connection to one another that I can just flip backwards. Try each number and see what the anchor does. Like, 30 looks like it's the correct first point. I just have no idea why at all. I have no idea. So out of interest, I'm going to go to UHS, which is the preferred website for people who like puzzle games and don't like getting frustrated and don't like cheating, which is like me. I'm going to see if I can find this, and we will see if we can get a hint in the right direction is all I'm looking for. We tried 30, 80, 60. I'm like 90% sure I've entered that already, yes. Man, don't give me real results. Give me, like, the actual thing I want. "30 years, 80 workers, 60 meters." But why would you randomly exclude other numbers? Like, that doesn't make any sense. There's, like, no reason... Like, you can't have it both ways where you're like, you need to, like, master an arbitrary collection of numbers and also arbitrarily exclude half of them. Can we specify, Syberia 3? It's unclear if any of these links will take me where I want to be. It would suggest no. I'm not even sure that they would have an entry on this yet, if I'm being entirely honest. Okay, scroll to the bottom of S. Yep, there is no Syberia 3. Well, excellent. We're in good shape then. So I will try to enter this again, even though I'm fairly certain I already did this. 30. Alright, I think that reset it. So 30. $80. See, that didn't do anything. You found what entry? God, this is... Again, this would be less tedious were it not so just physically actually tedious. Like, I'm way more inclined to try, like, 1,000 things. I think the anchor going up is resetting it. But, like, I don't... A, I personally don't think that's true. And B, again, the game gives me no indication which mode is correct. So you think it is currently reset, and we do 30... 60... 8. But that didn't do anything. 3060 did something, but I'm not even sure it did something good. Like, so, like, tell me this. Tell me not literally the answer, tell me why the answer. If you can tell me why the answer, I will gladly accept the fact that I am too stupid to figure this out. But, like, I want the why of the answer. Like, I want more than a reasoning of, like, these 3 numbers are on the plaque. There has to be something else in the game that indicates these 3 specific numbers from the plaque in this order is good for this reason. 30, 80, see, like, everyone's just, like, saying numbers now. Someone give me a why. I will not accept numbers at this point without a why. I'm trying to get it to reset right now. Which I, like, can't make it do by force. 2 plus 98 equals 100. But how do you get that order then? Because, like, 2 is first and 98 is 2 years and 98 days. 60, 80. Yeah, I guess that makes some amount of sense. But, like, God, that's so fucking stupid, even if that's correct. I don't see a UHS entry for this. Also, UHS wouldn't let you get that far without explaining it. I mean, I get that it's backwards in order of the plaque, but, like... I don't know how you would ever figure out 100 that way. So, like... 30... Also, I'm pretty sure I've done 30, 60, 80 like 4 times, and 80 doesn't do anything. 60 didn't do anything. I'm gonna enter that one more time under the assumption that resetting isn't clear. 30. Backwards gives 30, 80, 60, 100. But isn't 60 correct? Oh my god. I can't get it to, like, point between the two. Yeah, see, that's big. See, one of the reasons I like UHS so much is, like, you would never be able to get anywhere near an answer without understanding why the answer exists. That's, like, the worst. I hate this puzzle. This puzzle is so bad. Like, okay, first off, in my opinion, if you want me to numerically enter these numbers, and you're not gonna give me an explicit reason to use numbers from this, you need to at least write them in numerical format. Because that way you bridge a connection between the numerical input of the weird, like, steam wheel dial and this thing. So at least you're trying to connect them. Like, that's where you start from. And then, like, secondly, like, who would do this? Who would design this asinine system? Like, this Tinkerer guy is, like, the worst character. I don't know how he finds anything in his stupid house. This is just a waste of time. Even knowing the answer, like, I don't feel like I reasonably get to that conclusion without, like, 4 hours of effort. And even when I get there, it's not satisfying. Like, that sucks. That's a dumb puzzle. I have to now unscrew this using the really unhelpful unscrew controls? Or is that it? We want the boat to go? Like, what's the end game here now? Yeah, no, I have exactly the same thought, Thorax. Is like, yeah, no, it's the same guy who made the dumb clock puzzle. And I didn't like the clock puzzle, but this is, like, next level from that, man. Like, this puzzle's awful. How what?
An ignition key.
Why is there an option to not take it?
But it looks
why
far
do they
too small for
why
the
put it?
crystal.
It clearly says 50% on it. Like, that's like an actual puzzle. You've given me the indication that it is 50% smaller than it needs to be. And you had her say a thing that says, wow, this doesn't look like it's the right size. That's how you make a puzzle. Alright, we got ourselves a key blank. And now, as the robot lady said way before we were in a position to need it, here's the duplicate machine. So we need to adjust its size to 200. Use this. Okay, so now it should be making the key twice as big as the original. Now I just need to figure out which thing each key goes into. Okay, can't tell if that's the original. I'm thinking not. Yeah, looking at this, I don't know which one goes where. Maybe she will tell me. Man, what is this? Is this the door? Okay. Let's try to put a key in the thing. Okay. Now we do the thing, and it's like, ah! And it's scary. And we close it. You guys have lots of good questions that, like, unfortunately I can't answer because this game has decided it lives in a parallel universe. So I think I just closed that one, and then... How do I start it, though? Use whatever this is? God, don't tell me I have to, like, fix the machine or power it or some ludicrous thing. Oh, it just didn't work the first time I pressed it, right? I think I got a trophy because I did it right. Yeah, see, if you give me a real puzzle, I can solve it in like 2 minutes. And that's like with the janky controls. Like, don't give me this nonsense where like, I've written a bunch of numbers on a thing, add 2 of them together, do them backwards, but only kind of backwards, and like, just assume that, like, this all is important. You are crazy, lady. You're of no help. Okay, now we probably shouldn't. Why make a backup key that isn't the right size? What does that do for anyone? Is that not just a completely arbitrary obstacle? And for that matter, like, why secretly hide like, I feel like that's, like, at least one too many levels of redundant protection. Like, no one's trying to steal this stupid boat, clearly, after, like, 30 years or whatever. So, like, either you make it the wrong size so people can't use it right away without knowing what they're doing, i.e., like, talking to you, or, like, protect it with this weird coded message that isn't useful.
Lost your way, pretty girl?
That guy is super sexist. It's apparently the only thing he will say to me is that. Okay, and so help me God, if this does not start the boat, we are going to have a problem. Because we have spent like an hour and a half at this point just trying to prepare the boat, which was literally the first thing on our to-do list upon starting the game again. Yeah, there's just... this game keeps getting, like, super lost in the weeds. Like, the second game had kind of a problem with this. But again, like, this is like, next level. Where, like... we're like, okay, so, like, the first part of the game is, like, pretty heavy on the narrative, right? We're, like, figuring out where we are, we escape the hospital, we talk to the Youkols, we understand the situation, we have to cross the border. We get into this town, and then, like, everything just goes to crap. Like, nothing makes sense anymore. There's all these, like, weird convoluted puzzles that don't connect to the narrative. There's no characters to ask about them. The clues are either, like, masked or indecipherable. Like, it's just, this is so much more poorly designed than the other games. And the second one isn't even that good. The second one has, like, a good story that, like, really piggybacks off the first one, and the gameplay is, like, kind of subpar. Okay, so I'm gonna give this guy the key, and then we go. And then that's when we leave, because we've performed, like, 6 distinct tasks to make the boat work, and literally no one else has done anything. How is it not done yet? Oh, we have to fix the engine, don't we? There's a whole room devoted to the engine. An engine room, if you will. And thus it will require us to engine the room.
I have to admit, you really know how to get things done.
Just punch him in the face and drive the boat away.
Do you think we can leave now?
There's just one last problem to solve.
I hate this man.
The locks we need to use to get out onto the lake. They're shut by order of the town hall.
Oh no!
Way to get them open.
That's really
What do you
dumb.
suggest?
We have to go talk to the mayor. Obviously, but that means that we have to sort out the whole civil unrest situation. Which means we have to do everything for the whole town!
Or you could just get a hold of some explosives and then kaboom!
Is that a real option?
First, I'll try talking to the mayor. Thanks, Captain.
Nah, I don't. That second one sounds a lot more manageable. Can we? Is that an option? Can we do that? So, but like, real talk, what has this guy been doing this whole time? Like, if the game would at least give me the illusion that he was doing something important, I would feel better about having to do, presumably, all of the tasks. But yeah, this sucks, because, like, not only do we have to, like, figure out how to solve the mayor's problems, and presumably not with any of the items we have currently, but that also means we have to go back and find the mayor, and he's, like, 12 screens away, which means we have to load the game at least twice. I mean, I want to avoid a thorax. Alright, now please to enjoy the serious heavy snow lag, which we will experience both seriously and heavily. So I think this path was shorter to the mayor, but, like, honestly, I don't know. The town is, like, way needlessly huge for having a population of, like, 12. Home stretch. See, I don't believe that. Not after there was a thing after the keys.
Everyone's been surly the last few months.
Like, I can, like, as much as I hate that key puzzle, I can accept, like, exactly that amount of faffing before, like, actually progressing the story in a measurable fashion. But, like, now, like, nah, I don't believe you. I think the whole game is just us starting the boat, and then it, like, explodes and we die, and then, like, Syberia 4 is just, like, us waking up in a mermaid kingdom filled with sea dinosaurs.
My
Okay.
dear friends, keep calm. Please, keep calm.
So I'm just gonna, like, walk right up to the mayor in the middle of, like, an angry protest, and, like, no one's gonna stop me or care or anything. Like, that's just cool. Well, I guess that saves me one step on the irritation train. The one that we shouldn't be saved, frankly. And then everyone just hobbled peacefully away. This game doesn't know what it's doing, does it? Just making it up as it's going along.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes? What now?
He was in several horrible burn accidents.
excuse me, Mr. Mayor. Please forgive
I was
me
holding
for
the
intruding
think
like this
button,
without
and
an
it didn't let me
appointment at all,
think.
But I'd just like to start off by saying thank you for your time. I know how precious it is.
You are completely forgiven, my dear lady. How can I help?
Open the locks or I'll blow them up!
Do you think it would be possible to open the locks in the port?
I beg your pardon? Did you say the locks? What on earth for?
I don't, like, lock stuff? Just don't do it. Oh. Oh, wait, no. If I say I want to leave with the Youkols, maybe he'll be like, oh, if we get rid of the Youkols, then that's great.
I'm listening, dear lady.
So, let me see if it will actually let me, like, think about it this time. Wait, it's right trigger? I swear it was left trigger.
May as well lay my cards on the table. The mayor might be glad if I get rid of the Youkols.
I would be grateful.
Is it
if you
necessary
would
to stare into her
Given the
soul?
reputation the Youkols have in town, I shouldn't say that they're the reason I want the port locks open.
I don't know. I think I like the idea of just telling him that we're getting rid of the Youkols, because I think he wants that. He just doesn't want to fight them.
I'm actually accompanying the Youkol tribe on their long journey right now, Mr. Mayor. I've asked Captain Obo if he would take us to the other side of the lake on the Crystal to now dusk.
Oh, Captain Obo, the crystal, the Youkols. Do go on. Anyway, it would be very ungracious of me
See,
if I
he
were to
likes that
criticize
idea.
you for removing that burden from our good town. Nonetheless, I'm afraid I must refuse your request, dear.
I will stab you! I have a
The
knife!
locks will remain closed until further notice. This decision came from above. You
Who
understand?
keeps pointing up? Like they're discount revolver ocelots. Think about the elections.
If I tell him to pin the blame for the departure of the Youkols on me, he'll make the people happy, and he won't have any problems with his higher-ups.
I would be grateful if
So
you
I'm
would
pretty sure
answer,
this game
please.
having a blinking option is code for that's the correct answer.
Listen, Mr. Mayor. You and I both know that the real problem is that you want to keep your voters' support without ticking off your superiors, and I might just be able to help you.
Really? And exactly
We
how
can't
much
question
that-
God because he points up.
Open the locks, and I'll leave with the Youkols. Then you just have to tell the authorities that I committed some kind of sabotage. They'll gladly believe you. I have a very bad reputation, you know. And that way...
I don't think I'd say that so happily.
Well, I have to admit, dear lady, that your arguments have convinced
Yeah, I mean, my arguments are pretty good. You should just do it.
To open the port locks so the crystal can leave. Nonetheless, you
of course
should know
there's a
that
problem
there
with
is
the
a technical
locks.
problem that means the locks have to be opened manually.
I mean, sure.
I
Is it a
imagine
real
that
puzzle
such
or a
an
dumb
inconvenience
puzzle?
Isn't likely to deter a woman as determined and resourceful as you.
Finally, some
Do
respect.
you mean that?
Yes, as the local technician is absent, I'm afraid you'll have to delve into the murky waters yourself to open the locks.
What did he just give us?
This should help you use the underwater mechanism.
But how am I supposed to dive?
Oh my
that,
god.
dear lady, is your problem, I suppose. Do have an excellent day.
Just got a white stack of demerits. Like it. No, it's the other menu. Let's see what we're working with here. Okay, so this looks like a real puzzle. Read. Oh god, one of these is gonna be broken. I have to get someone to make it for me, don't I? This diving thing seems like a real problem. I presume that I will have to talk to, Captain Bassoon, and, I don't know, maybe he knows a thing or two about dive. Because have we encountered any characters who are divers that I don't remember? I believe not. I believe that is not a thing that we have done. Which leads me to think that the captain is the most likely person to ask about that. But yeah, it makes no sense to me that his argument is like, yeah, we want to get rid of the Youkols, and so the people who give me my orders say I shouldn't get rid of the Youkols. Like, no, if you want the Youkols gone, they should let you get rid of them. Like, this is a non-violent way that makes everyone happy, including you and everyone who hates you. Like, why would you say no to that? Why is your initial instinct to that, no, let's make everyone's life worse? Yeah, Captain Saxophone. He also appears in Eternal Sonata, right? You could kick the clockmaker into the water to find what you need. I mean, I assume he's the one who ends up making the gear, if I'm correct about that. In which case, yeah, I will physically assault that man. He has caused me nothing but headaches. I don't care that he's the only person who could fix Kurt's leg. So far, like, he is just a monster. He might as well just, like, write all of his instructions in, like, Klingon or something for all I'd be able to understand it. In fact, I'd probably have a better chance of understanding the puzzle written in Klingon than I would the crap that he's put me through so far. I cannot believe how long we've played this game without making actual progress. We've solved like 4 or 5 puzzles and made no progress. That's super frustrating. Alright, let's go find him and see if he will say something about the thing. He probably won't, and then I'll be like totally stuck and not know what to do and get mad. At this point, I'm not sure there's a runtime to pad. You have to dive for it.
The mayor authorized us to open the locks, but you're going to have to do it manually, by diving into the water.
I refuse to dip any one of my old hairy toes in that pea soup. A captain does not do the work of a swab. So as there doesn't seem to be anybody else around, it looks like you're the one who'll have to do it.
This guy
I've never
sucks.
gone diving. But if you think I'll be fine down there, I don't mind trying.
This
That's
has to stay
dumb.
between the two of us, Kate. There's something you need to know about the locks. They're also there to stop the lake.
Oh my
from
god, just
entering
kick
the
him
port.
off the ship. Just drown everyone in the town. Flood the town with,
But at
like,
this time of day, there's
old
no
god
risk.
powers.
That spawn of hell sleeps all day.
Like, I literally don't care about the monster.
Where's a suit I can use?
Meet me in the shed at the far end of the seawall.
Great.
There should be something just about your size.
Why would you have a diving suit in my size, you lunatic? I was expecting you to move on from the boat ages ago. Yeah, no, me too. I literally thought when we were starting the stream today that it'd be like, great, I'm just gonna go talk to someone and we will, like, go now. And they're like, no. First, solve 3 puzzles. Nah, solve 2 more puzzles. No, like, just 1 more puzzle, though.
Underwater? How am I supposed to open the lock
Yeah,
gate?
like, honestly, like,
They're
all
kept
the
in
way
place
through
with
last
some
week,
kind
like,
of
there were
steel
some
locks.
problems through last
Just
week,
try and pull them out using
but,
the
like,
mechanism.
I was totally on board with this. Like, it
Alright.
had problems, but I was
There's
okay with
nothing
it.
to it.
Like, the events of this week are, like, actual garbage. Like,
Meet
I
me in the
actually
shed
refuse to
at
talk
the
to you
end
about
of
the sea
the seawall.
monster, you idiot. It's just like, at this point, we're showing no respect either to narrative or to gameplay. And at that point, your game is nothing. Like, I need you to be paying attention to one or the other while you're making your game. Like, I will forgive a lot if your, like, narrative is totally sweet, even if your game mechanics are kind of frustrating. Vice versa, like, I will play your awesome game with terrible story, like Resonance of Fate, all day long. But, like, come on, now. I've never heard that expression before. Is that a thing that people say, Kat? Playing Parcheesi for second place? I don't actually know how the rules of Parcheesi work, so, like, I don't actually know how... Parcheesi is a 2-player game, right? I presume that's the joke? Like, I don't think I've literally ever played Parcheesi. That's the one that has pieces that look like Sorry, right? Maybe? Maybe that's accurate? There aren't rules if you have enough money, I'll say that. Because in that case, you are able to screw the rules, as it were. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only person not keenly aware of how Parcheesi is played. No, it's a 2 to 4 player game. So I incorrectly inferred the wrong joke. Why are there like 12 people in this town? And am I gonna know what shed he's talking about when I see it? I remember this place mostly looking like run-down, condemned western houses. Okay. Oh, there we go.
I opened the shed for you.
Cool story, bro. Now, is there a puzzle where I have to, like, put all my clothes on? Another unnecessary pseudo-physics puzzle. Look at that smooth inventory collection screen. What am I looking at? Oh, good. Some nonsense. Is that a political cartoon or just drugs?
I need something that I can fill.
Okay, so I go and get that air tank from the other room, and then I play Fill the Air Tank, and then I play Solve the Gears, and then I get like 2 more challenges, and then the boat goes. Cool, obviously we need this to be a multi-step process too, obviously.
I have to get all the equipment together and get it ready before I change.
So... Oh, this is the air tank, okay. Continuing to play after someone gets first is an exercise in futility, as my sister demonstrated earlier tonight. Lol. I mean, I've definitely played games where, like, after first people have tried to figure out second. It's not always the dumbest idea. It's categorically pretty stupid, though. Alright, so... I guess I have to look at this first, and then drag out the inventory, and then use the thing, and then pull a lever?
It isn't watertight enough to fill the bottles. Nothing. I must have forgotten something.
See, this is at least resembling proper signaling, where she's like, I pulled the lever and nothing happened. Whereas, like, a lot of these puzzles today are like, you stare at it and you press every button and she's just, like, dead silent, and there's no one you can ask about it. Green is good. Don't know what pressure I need. How do I figure that out? Oh, maybe I could talk to the guy. Hey, anyway, welcome to the stream. Hilariously, narratively, you've missed nothing. That's the day we're having here on stream. I'm gonna see if this guy who has diving equipment and is a sailor will tell me what the correct setting is for this puzzle, or if I just randomly have to grab numbers out of the ether again. Because I'm pretty sure it's the latter, and I'm pretty sure I hate that. Alright. Alright, man.
Open the shed for you.
That's all you got? That's all you got for me, man. Just sleep with one eye open is all I'm saying to you, Captain Guitar. I mean, is there something around here that tells me this number? The only thing I see is a poster that says 6-pack and shows a man holding a hot dog. And that point of interaction is for when I've finished this puzzle. Okay, so like, let's try just pulling the lever and see if she gives me something useful. I mean,
That can't be the right setting.
Okay. Alright, see, this is looking like something resembling a puzzle.
That can't be the right setting.
Alright, let me, back out of this. It offers you no clues as to how you find out. Good, great, that's good.
That can't be the right setting.
Alright. Okay. Just try all the big numbers, and then if that doesn't work, cry a little.
That can't be the right setting.
Like, there ought to be something written down or someone you can talk to. Like, this game should not be so heavily reliant on you just, like, randomly knowing exactly what it's thinking. Like, that's just not good game design for a puzzle-based game. I will let you know. Thank you, Kaz. That must be the right setting, presumably. Right? What is this? This is 180. Okay. So if I pull 180 on the left side and it works, then we're good? Guys, we did it! We did a thing! I'm weirdly excited about how much time that didn't take, even though that was also very stupid. Like, that was also a badly designed puzzle, but at least it was manageable. Like, that is way less offensive to me than the boat. Like, if you're gonna make me guess and check, at least make it, like, a reasonable scale at which I can guess and check. Like, 5 big numbers? Like, I can deal with 5 big numbers. Yeah, brute force for the win. Except there's no other method, just brute force. Ooh, look at that sexy Kate Walker action. You think she's still wearing those, like, crotch-high boots under there? I think she is. Look at them curves in that sexy old-timey diver suit. Am I right? Ladies, am I correct about this? But again, so like real, like actual serious talk though. Like, we have no diving experience. He insists that we be the one to do this. Is he not obliged by both, like, goodwill and good conscience to at least set up the diving equipment correctly for us so we don't accidentally kill ourselves at this task that he refuses to do? Like, it seems insane for him not to do that. To, like, leave that up to someone with no diving experience to do that, that's just dumb. That's a dumb, irresponsible thing to do. Apparently buoyancy isn't a thing in this world. Well, Kate's very resourceful, is my answer to that, I guess. I'm not sure this section of the game is necessary, but sure. I appreciate what they're going for here, but at the same time, it's really murky and the camera is distant, and this doesn't evoke the magical sense that I think I'm supposed to get from this, based on the music. Past it, or is it at the far end? My impression is it's at, like, the far end of where I can be. Got caught on an invisible plant wall. Is water lag worse than snow lag? I really have no way of knowing this. Okay, I guess we look at the door. Lefty-loosey, I guess. Again, I have virtually no feedback on this. Alright, that was a noise. Good noise, I guess. Lol, what? What? Hold on. Okay, I need to wait for a second for chat to experience what I just experienced. And I just need to verify that I'm not insane. Because I'm fairly certain that we just opened the door and then the door was closed? And I don't know, is that like intention? Is that supposed to do that? Is that what that's supposed to look like? Okay, but so like I pulled the lever and it closed, but it was already closed, right? Like, so like if I pull the lever, it opens, but then like give it a second, and is it open this time? Maybe? Hopefully? No, it's not open. Can I walk into it anyway? No, I can't. I can't walk into it. I mean, like, that's as far left as it goes. The game gives me every indication that that's what it's supposed to do. Now I closed the door that's already closed. So, to the left. That's what I did. I turned the wheel all the way to the left, and then I pulled the lever, and the game responds by letting me know that's correct because it shows an animation of a door opening. However, it's not the door that I'm standing in. Is it a different door? To the left of the handle? Wait, that doesn't make... It doesn't make sense for it to be a different door. Because if it was a different door, why would I need to turn the wheel and the thing to make it happen?
I won't be able to open the locks while the bolts are activated.
That's just the... That's what? I am, like, so lost. Like, I mean, to be clear, I understand that what I'm looking at now is the puzzle that I have the hint for in my inventory, and that in and of itself is fine. But, like, why does that other door exist? And why doesn't it open? Why can I pick these up only while I'm, like, in the puzzle-solving screen? I mean, oh God. Why would they let me do this? Okay. So, the biggest wheel, and then the slightly smaller wheel. And some sort of chain I don't think I have? Large cog. So, like, this. No. No. Give me this. Yeah. How do I... So I just have to do it in the order that it wants me to do it? Okay, cool. So it should be... Oh, now it'll let me target. So this isn't even the same thing, right? I'm looking at a similar but functionally different puzzle. Because, like, this... The way this is set up, that doesn't do anything. But now how do I reclaim... Because I can't...
That's not right.
No, just give it back.
Nothing. Not a chance.
But what is the other door for? And why doesn't the game show me where this is? But, like, more importantly, what is the other door for? And now how do I get the cogs back? I have them correct, that's why it won't let me take it back, but that doesn't do anything. Look at it. I mean, it's... So is this supposed to be the one from the diagram? Because it doesn't actually look like it. Diagram. Well, I guess it's just making the assumption that component 3 is already pre-built, but there aren't enough pegs. There should be a whole other peg for the chain to go around. Is it necessary to make me walk like a quarter mile between two locations? Has anyone seen this chain? There's a bunch of crap on the ground, but it all looks like plants or spines of prehistoric creatures or something. Like, what is this for? I mean, that's what I'm doing now, is trying to open the mystery door again. But apparently pulling this lever just, like... Wait, that doesn't make any sense. That literally doesn't make any sense. The chat's theory is that pulling that lever opens the door I was just at, which was open. But when I pulled the lever just now, it opened the mystery door. So then what does that open? Oh, it opens... What? God, none of this makes any sense. Why doesn't anything in this game make any sense? Like, this game actually has dynamic camera angles. Make use of one of them to show me what's going on. Why is there a door with a handle on it that I turn so that a lever will open an unrelated door that the camera won't show me? Check it out, though, guys.
What on earth could have left these marks?
It's a boat. We found it. I don't know how they've screwed up a puzzle this simple. They've just designed an environment that doesn't make any internally logical sense. Because, like, to me, as a player who doesn't, like, operate a shipyard for a living, this looks like the locks are open. Like, this looks like I did it already. If I was expecting this to work, I would go home now. Like, this, just doesn't make any sense to me. Because, like, now we have open water where there was not open water before. That was the purpose of this expedition. And why does the one side only require me to, like, turn... Like, just, this doesn't make any sense. This just doesn't make any sense. Is this the hotspot for the chain? Oh, I have to do it manually for reasons unknown. Okay, so presumably we did it? Or do I have to pull the lever now too? Yeah, I think I have to pull the lever now too. For some reason. Oh, and that time I just press the button. I don't even hold the lever. Pull the lever. I think what I would say about this game is, like, it is not uncommon to see an adventure game run out of funding at a specific point and it to feel rushed and, like, not fully designed or implemented at a certain point. Usually that's, like, close to the end of the game, though. Like, it's weird for the game to just sort of fall apart, like, not that far into the game before the story's actually gotten going.
Well done, Kate. I couldn't have done better myself.
I don't know if I believe that.
Well, if everything's ready.
Also, isn't it hilarious that we've stranded a fisherman over by that
In
lighthouse?
the meantime, I'll go and make sure that everything's all set. By the time you come back here with the nomads, we'll just have
So
to
help me
pass
God, if you make me go and talk to the nomads manually at this point, I will slaughter
I'll
a
see you later,
goat.
Captain.
What's the square key for? I don't know. Nonsense? I'm sure no one will tell me what it's for later, but it will be of crucial importance. This is a really risky thing to do. I feel like she should have had the German guy do this. We're not ending until we move the boat. It's just, like... I think there's some criticism that you could level at me for just, like, not intuiting some of this stuff. Like, maybe that the wall moved, even though, like, it seems really clearly that when you, like, open the latch on a door, the door is the thing that opens. Like, I don't know why you design a thing that looks in that fashion when it doesn't work that way. But, like, we've just gone through, like, a gauntlet of things that don't inherently make sense. They're not, like, everyday things, right? Like, maybe I'm crazy, but I don't think the majority of you have operated, like, locks in a European port town, right? Or, like, the crane and coal chutes of some supply yard in a rail town. Like, these aren't things that people deal with every day. So, like, the assumption that without any prompting or guidance or hints, that you just know how this crap works, like, that feels like a really big ask. Like, it's fine to immerse players in, like, weird, unfamiliar puzzles, but, like, they either need to be something that you can interpret by doing, which is, like, what Myst does. Myst doesn't frequently give you a lot of explanation as to what the puzzles do, but by, like, pulling levers and stuff, you understand the functions of the various things because they all give you feedback. And then, at the end of the day, if you understand the purpose of the puzzle, you can usually get there. Or, the more modern conception of a video game is, like, when something comes up that you're not gonna know what it is, someone's like, oh yeah, so, like, you have to open 2 sides of the lock manually. Like, one of them doesn't work, and you'll have to reassemble that. The other one will be really straightforward. Or something. Like, just, I don't know how I'm supposed to know these things. You have to go and help each individual person pack up. That sounds about right. I really want to know where Nick Canton is right now. Because he should be here. Hey, crazy lady. Okay, then tell me, Dago. Based on this knowledge that you have about how locks work, did that feel accurate? Did it feel as though that knowledge would have helped you in some way to interpret what was going on there? Why is it the further we get in this game, the more loading screens there are? And they seem to get longer, too. The more of them there are, the longer they are.
Miss Kate Walker found another way for Youkols to cross Sacred Lake.
Harfang intensifies!
I found a boat that can take all of you and your herd, too. The captain, Captain Obo, is waiting for us.
I think his name is Captain Obo. I think it's something else.
We all must wait Kirk, guide of Youkols, made like new with his new magic leg.
Simon Steiner, the Valsenburg clockmaker, finished Kirk's prosthesis and took it to the clinic. They're going to come down together and meet us.
I mean,
on
traditional
board the
locks are sort of vertical,
So
aren't
Youkos
they?
make use of
Like, because
maps
2
to
sides
keep
of
an
a
entire camp.
river or whatever are different levels.
Much,
So you,
much
like,
work for
gradually
us guys.
raise or lower the water level the boat is on. Like, that's how I understand it from, like, the Panama Canal. And I think even from Syberia 1 had those kind of canal locks. Is that a Yeti? I don't think they had a ticket.
Ha! Well done! Great! Now we're really getting somewhere.
What? How is that his reaction to that?
It's just a minor setback. As long as their spiritual guide is here, in our hands, the nomads are going nowhere.
What is their problem with the nomads, for
I
God's sake?
hope you know what you're doing, Olga Efimova. The
Ooh,
rest of
you
my
know
men
that
will
she's
be
our
around
rival
for
because they have to say her full name, too.
It'll be hard to keep those savages here without breaking heads. And I don't want to create a scandal here in Balsamore.
Then why have you stormed the
Don't
place with
worry,
assault
Colonel.
rifles?
If we do it my way, we won't need your army of mercenaries to solve the Youkol problem once and for all.
Wow, those are some lip flaps, man. So, like, how did What's-Face get into here to install the leg? Yeah, the snow ostriches are
God,
big.
what on earth can they be doing? What are they doing?
Please calm down, Captain. Sarah promised to send Steiner and Kirk down as soon as they get there from the clinic. I'm sure they'll show up.
It doesn't matter if they turn up now or an hour from now. We were supposed to leave before nighttime. I'm warning you, there's no way I'm taking my ship out onto the lake just when it's the monster's mealtime.
I hate
Listen.
this man.
If it makes
This
you feel
character
better,
sucks.
We can leave tomorrow at dawn. Until then, I'll go see how everyone is getting on. And you try and calm down a bit. Everything will be fine, Captain.
Oh my god. We really can't leave. We really cannot leave. So now I have to go back up to the tower and then get, like, murdered?
Hey.
Like, what is the plan? Oh god, it's her.
Sarah, is everything all right?
It's grandfather. He hasn't come back from the clinic.
Maybe putting on Kirk's prosthesis took more time than he thought it would.
Prosthesis?
That's just what I thought too. But when I took the funicular to go look for him in the clinic, I saw everything up there has been closed up, and there are armed men in the lobby.
Maybe those are the soldiers with that colonel who's chasing us.
They're holding grandfather. I just know it. I have to go save him.
Anime, there is no canonical answer to that thus far.
Miss Kate Walker must hurry and go back to clinic and save Kirk.
You do it. Someone else do something.
And grandfather, what will you do about him?
I will kill him because he is terrible. I'm not addressing that.
No way, I won't leave anyone behind.
Miss Kate Walker must not forget all the things that Youkols did for her.
Remember, you owe grandfather a lot too.
I don't know your
Calm
grandfather
down.
crap.
Both of
He
you.
has ruined my
Bring
life.
them back, but I need the two of you to keep your heads.
I will murder. I will
Miss Kate
sink
Walker
this
must
shit.
Take this. We'll need it up there.
What's that? And how can you know what I might need?
Spirit.
She's
not
some
just
weird
send
soothsayer.
really bad
Also, it better be a
vibes.
gun.
Now, Miss Kate Walker must return back in clinic.
I'm off. In the meantime, tell the captain to be ready.
I owe grandfather a
Too bad
whooping.
if it's dark out. If the colonel and his men are really up there, we'll need to leave the second I come back here with Kirk.
Can one of you at least convince the captain to do that, for God's sake? Can you do that much? And wow, is it lagging. The invisible man must be lurking off screen. So now, of course, it will make me manually go to the funicular station, because this game hates everyone. Come on, do it. You know I'm right outside the boat, and you're gonna make me do it, just to prove that I know where the station is. I know how you operate, game! See, I know how these things work. Am I supposed to care that there's a bunch of people at the tavern? I opt to ignore this. But I'm sure at some point I will somehow need to know about this. Just go to the next screen. I've clearly walked off this screen. But, like, not even trying to be, like, petty. Like, does this feel like a necessary part of the gameplay experience? Like, I know the location I'm going to. Like, I know what the next step is. Like, we've been all over this town. Thank you for the camera change that now requires me to load the screen 3 times. Like, is it really necessary to make me, like, manually walk over to there? I feel like you can choose one or the other. You can choose to, like, force these, like, big, unnecessary, like, backtracking sections, or you can make your puzzles, like, really asinine. I don't feel like you can do both.
My dear lady, please wait!
Mr. Mayor, what is it?
Things have gotten worse. Soldiers have just arrived in Valsambor. I'm afraid the militia is the right arm of the new authorities in our country. And I don't like it. Those people have no scruples at all. They've taken over the clinic and the military.
Notice that.
Yes, I was just about...
If they learn I authorized you to open the locks...
They won't learn crap. Oh my god, everyone stop freaking out.
Taiga. Oh my god, it's terrible, horrible, atrocious.
Don't worry, Mr. Mayor. We'll be leaving very soon.
Perfect, perfect. But if you're captured first, I'm counting on you to keep my name out of things, even if they use torture.
What a wildly inappropriate thing to
It
say.
goes without saying, Mr. Mayor, that you can count on me.
That's
And
excellent.
what a wholly inappropriate response.
So, you have a good evening, dear lady.
Why do I get a trophy for that? I didn't even have a dialogue option. Okay, so like it dumped me off in some weird corner of the screen instead of keeping me where I was. That's cool, I guess. Welcome to the stream, Haggis. You have missed almost nothing because the game just became a bunch of stalling puzzles. Immediately tell, yeah, like I'm kind of sad that this game doesn't have some sort of moral system now, because like after the crap they put me through, I kind of just want to just like make everyone as unhappy as possible.
No, I need to find something else.
Like a knife? Like would a knife do it? Shaman's beverage.
What does she expect me to do with this?
I have not seen Homecoming, no.
Oh no. The soldiers must have called the funicular back after Sarah left. I have to find a way to send it down to the platform.
Oh my good gracious. You've got to be kidding me. Like, what does that even look like, man? So, it calls this a puzzle screen, right? Okay. What? What, though? Like, actually,
That's
what?
a pretty big gap.
It's a pretty big gap. God, are we using the newspaper trick? But I can't, it won't let me use items. Oh, so if I look at this, I can use an item here. Yeah, and I put the brochure down? Seriously?
Nothing. Not a chance. That's not right.
Oh, hey, wait, yeah, we no longer have that key, do we? The square key just doesn't, is just nothing. Square key is just not a thing. Oh, wait, there's a window.
Those must be the controls for the car. I have to get in somehow.
Yeah, like, break this window. Honestly, you are, like, literally a wanted criminal at this point. I don't understand why you would stop short of breaking the window to make this doable. Am I supposed to go find a new item someplace? Like, where would I go for this random item that I don't even know what I need? Also, I would like to point out that I could easily just walk into this room through any of these open windows! Like, this isn't a puzzle. This is a non-obstacle. Can I take the door off the hinges? I don't think so, because I can't use an item anywhere except, like, under the door gap. Because, like, the only screen I can use items on is this one.
Impossible. No way. Nothing. It doesn't work.
Won't let me use any of these. There's no further points of interaction here. This is only for use with some item. Can I use items on this screen? I don't think I actually tested this. I don't think so, because it would want to presume that, like... Yeah, I can't use items here. I cannot use items here. But, like, I seriously... I need everyone to take a moment on this journey with me. So we have a window. We have a closed door. Granted, this door is closed and locked, and it looks kind of thick and whatever. Uh-huh. Okay. Now we come around this corner, and there is no glass in these windows. You can tell because they're not discolored in any way. Also, there was a teller here before, and there's just not a window. There's paper right there. Like, these are not windows. Going through the windows would be a criminal crime. I mean, yeah, but like, in order to access that, I need to break and or enter, right? So like, why not do the version that doesn't require me to break anything? The mode that is in fact quicker. Can I look up and see? No, see, there's like a vent gap thing up there that like realistically I might also use to get into this room without doing something preposterous, and the game won't even let me like acknowledge the existence of said thing. So yeah, no, this seems dumb. But like where would I even go? Like, everyone I know is on the boat. None of them said anything. Do I go to the tavern now? Do I go to the tavern and like hope that I like magically obtain some item of use to me? Like, what do I do? It's one thing to make this arbitrary obstacle, and it's another to like not direct me in any way to like what the solution is. Like, what is the next thing I need to do? Oh, camera change. You could bite me. Do you have to have Hoagie open it in the past? Nah, see, we can't use good game mechanics because Syberia 3 gave up like 2 hours ago.
Remove every last trace of those hooligans coming to our town. That's what Mayor Bulyakin said.
He wanted to apply the radiation. Can we go talk to the mayor? Is that a thing we can do? Can we be like, hey, mayor, let me go up there? I don't assume this will work, but again, the game has given me no indication of what I should actually do, so I might as well try. Cool. That doesn't do anything. Again, this is a case where, like, I wouldn't be so perturbed by the lack of direction if having no direction didn't mean that I had to, like, suffer through, like, a bunch of loading screens, wandering around this needlessly massive town, and just, like, hoping for the best. Like, if this was a compact town, if this was, like, the size of, like, Hill Valley in the Back to the Future game, like, that's fine. I'll explore those locations all day long trying to figure out the thing I've missed. But, like, this game is like, alright, run, like, 2 miles to, like, the other building with people in it, and maybe one of them has a clue for you. Yeah, this game desperately needs fast travel if they're going to make the town this big. But it also just doesn't make sense for the town to be this big, because there's only, like, 24 people in it, tops. Tops. Alright, so, like, what's the deal? Great, I'm glad I came back here.
I'm supposed to be meeting someone, but I can't remember who.
Is it me?
Time at the bar, everybody. We're closed. Please leave before the police show up.
Why would the police just routinely show up to the bar?
Would you look at him?
Oh dear, I've had a bit much, I think.
Alright, I'm gonna go talk to the people on the boat, I guess, because... I mean, I got nothing. I got stone nothing, man. This game's giving me nothing.
Tribe knows spirits guide Miss Catwalk.
Miss Catwalk, very, very nice to see her.
I mean, I would say that Syberia is big on towns that are overly large for their population, but like, I don't think that they're all that like. There's a lot of screens, but most of them are clearly unhelpful. But the way this one is designed, you have to go through all of the unhelpful screens to get to the like 3 that matter. Whereas in previous Syberia games, there would be like large sections of town that like at the far end of them you need like an item, or there's like a person you talk to one time, and then you just never go to them again. And like, that's fine. But like, making me go through the thing that the previous Syberia games would discount as like a this is no longer important to you, making that an essential part of navigating the world map, that's garbage.
Please, Kate, bring grandfather back.
Nah, if there's like literally a choice here, like your grandfather is dead. I will kill him myself if I have to.
Now, Miss Kate Walker must quickly go to clinic.
Oh God, you've got to be kidding me. Why will you not walk down the stairs? What's the matter, Kate? Forget how your feet work? Sounds like a thing that would happen in this game. Well, you're real struggling with these stairs, huh? Yeah, that's funny. That's a funny thing. Here's the old zombie survivor defense, Alcadius. Couldn't bring him along, would have gotten everyone killed. Well, I mean, I guess the only thing that I have left to do is to take the other path around to the funicular station and hope that something interesting happens along the way. Camera change? Why?
You shouldn't be walking about this late, pretty girl.
I hate this guy. What's happening over here?
Evening, madam.
That's it. The last funicular's gone now.
Hold on, Mr. Steiner. I'm coming.
No one's gonna ask about that? Why are they hanging out outside of his shop, talking about funiculars? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, I can't even go in his shop to, like, find more puzzles that don't make any sense. I mean, is there a reason I want to do? I should take the other one out first if I need to remove both of them, because it would seem very. No, I'm only gonna remove one of them. Sure, why not? So like, I guess this. That's really not how that works. If you take one of them out, it might, like, turn and hit the wall, but it's not just gonna drive over the other wedge. Oh, you want me to believe that you move both of the wedges at the same time from the position that would get you crushed? Yeah, no, that seems totally reasonable. It also makes perfect sense that I would just wander randomly into this dead-end dark alley and steal some wedges out from under this thing. I mean, that's like a totally normal thing that I would definitely do for some reason. So somehow I'm supposed to use these wedges under the door? Is there the only item that... Oh my god, what is with the stairs all of a sudden? Does anyone remember, like, last week when stairs were like a thing that Kate Walker knew how to navigate? I think legitimately her experiences in this game have made her dumber. I think that's what's happening. And honestly, I can't argue with that logic, because, like, I feel dumber. So, somehow, we look at the door, and then wedges question mark profit?
That's not right. No way. Not a chance. Let's try something else. It doesn't work. Nothing. You need a lot of room to use this.
Need a lot of room to use this?
It doesn't work.
2 points of interaction here, and neither one of them wants one of our two wedges? What sense does that make? Keep pronouncing her name wrong, Origami. That sounds right.
Let's try something else.
This part of this game is literally making me feel insane. Like this game so desperately needs, like, some like textbook class in how signaling in adventure games work. Because, like, I understand that I want to get inside. I'm not clear why the only point that she'll look at is the floor under the door. I also don't understand why I wouldn't just climb through those open holes and, like, if I need to get inside, just go where there's a hole in the building. There's 3 holes in the building. They're right over here. Look at them. There's 3 of them. There's 4 if you count me stepping over the barrels and going through the side entrance over here, which appears to be a wide open door. Like, there's all kinds of ways into this building without... I don't even know what it wants me to do under that door frame. I think there was another wedge at the cart. But that doesn't make any sense. Because, like, I didn't collect 2 individually. I collected 1 and it gave me 2 because there was a cutscene. If there's a 3rd one for me to pick up, the game gave me no indication that I needed it. And even so, there's only 2 points of interaction under that door. That is the oldest bullshit. That right there, that's like the first bullshit. But like that shouldn't help at all. In no way should that help me. Like what would a 3rd wedge even do?
No way. Impossible.
What? What? Actually what? Are you telling me like one of these was custom sized for that slot? They're identical wedges! Why wouldn't the first 2 fit into that slot?
Not a chance. That's not right. Nothing.
But like, that doesn't even do anything. But not only does that not make sense, it doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't do anything. I will call this a night after we get, like, we need to set it up so that something happens at the start of the next stream. I refuse to, like, get mid-faffing on the next stream. Is unacceptable. This entire stream has just been nothing, because, like, instead of, like, progressing the plot, they're like, we have decided that the plot will not resume for another 4 hours of gameplay. So, like, not, like, we need to get to the place. I want the other ones on the other side of the door. I did that. I did that already. I've done that twice. I did that before I had this one, and I did that after I had this one, and it didn't do anything.
Not a chance.
There's not a chance. There's no chance that works. I could try jamming every other object I have here, but I'm pretty sure I've done that too.
It doesn't work. Let's try something else. No way.
Wait. Did it generate another point of interaction? What kind of clown car operation is this? Are you joking me?
Let's try something else.
This is preposterous.
Not a chance. No way. It doesn't work.
Oh, now I'm just supposed to lift it off the hinges even though there's a 3rd point of interaction? Is that the idea? So now do I take the small one back? And then I put the small one on the wait, what? Wait, what? Why is any of this an option? Let me So like if I
Nothing.
Oh no, I could wait. But like, no, now what? Where's the thing where it just lets me lift the door? Throw the wedge through the... Like, I have such a problem with this, not only because this doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't feel like door wedges are a logical solution to the lift the door off its hinges problem. But also, I cannot get behind... Like, you cannot render your world such that, like, there's an open door next to this and be like, yeah, but you gotta open the closed door. Like... You can design this building such that there aren't 3 gaping holes on the other corner of the building, and I'm like, sure, okay, fine, I have to get through the locked door, that's totally fine, I get that. But you can't be like, now there's like 3, like basically one of the walls of this building is missing, but you gotta go through the locked door. This game is actively making me dumber.
No power.
Oh, good. Oh, good, you guys. I was worried there would be power, but there isn't power, so we don't have to worry about it. And then we just use the knife again, because the knife is the solution to all the problems. Game of the year. Cool. Was it necessary to have me turn it's like my sister said before she left. There's like a thing when you're designing a game where you do need to stop and ask yourself, like, is this actually fun? Have I reached a point where I'm designing this part of the game just because I think that I should? And this game never asked that question or answered it. Like, there are so many things in this game that are just like, yeah, just keep doing steps until, I don't know, we decide that you're done. Shh. Secret funicular. It's very quiet. It is absurdly quiet. Also, I can't imagine that you would be able to ride this thing up there without being met with armed guards, right? Like, that just doesn't make any kind of sense. But, like, just... Like, I mean, I appreciate you trying to move things along, Thorax, but, like, how am I supposed to guess that I use a wedge in a way that physics doesn't... Like, here's the thing. So, at the point where we were stuck there, where we have wedges under both halves of the door, if I have enough leverage to lift the door to put the smaller wedge in, it's already off its hinge. Like, I've already lifted it out of its frame. So, like, that can't be the solution to that puzzle, because you just have already solved it by the point that that's the next step in your process. Like, it's just... Like, it's just frustrating because it's like I want to play the game. I want to solve the puzzles, but like the puzzles don't make any sense. The puzzles don't operate in the realm of solvability because they either require you to have like insane fourth wall breaking knowledge, or like they just like aren't things that work in our world. So let me tell you how this scene ends, right? Kate Walker is a wanted fugitive. The people of this town don't like her because she's trying to help the people that they're racist against. The town has been overrun by like, militiamen with eye patches and assault rifles. Kate Walker gets to the top of this hill and is shot dead by weird Russian mercenaries. That's how this game ends. So I think we beat it, is what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure, like, these were all the puzzles. The boat is just like a big, like, 4-hour-long red herring. And then we get back up to where we started the game, and we get killed. And it's all like an allegory for...
Listen to my voice,
like,
Youkol.
how you
Listen
can't
to the voice
do
of a
anything.
very dear friend, Kirk. You are the guide of your people. He who shows his Youkol brothers the path of modernity and progress.
I don't think
These
that's
archaic
accurate.
migrations that you persist in perpetuating are now but ridiculous reflexes. You must take your people back where they came from and have them settle down. Build real houses, schools, and factories. The nomadic life will no longer be possible in the world of tomorrow.
Just to be clear, that's not how hypnosis works. I think modernity might be a word. I'm not convinced that it isn't, but it's not a word that is commonly used. You're telling me that there is one point of access for this building and no one is here? Really? We have like laid siege to this place and we haven't cut off the one entrance point to it? Oh man, this game has a lot to answer for. But unfortunately, it won't be doing that today because I don't think any of us has the patience to do that. Next time, we will infiltrate this building and presumably be shot dead. It will be a short stream, but then maybe we can do something else. Thank you for bearing with me and for your varied assistance on tasks that just truly don't make any sense. Someday, I hope that this becomes an adventure game again instead of a laundry list of things that I shouldn't have to do and don't have interest in doing. But until then, I have been Captain Vasco the Gamer. This is Syberia 3. Quest of Despair, and yeah, we still haven't managed to launch that boat after 3 hours, but I don't know, I guess we could try to have hope that'll happen next time. I'm still pretty convinced that we get shot dead once we cross this threshold and go inside the building. But thank you again for joining me. Next Saturday we will reconvene and attempt to do something. Till then, I hope you all have a great week and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And, yeah, see you soon.